Greetings, Black Light. Come let us reason this thing out together. Why we got all these pimps pimping off you, and why you can't recognize pimping when you see it, gang, when you see it. Now these pimps, they more sophisticated than the pimps, that just pimp women and get rewarded when they go to the players' ball. These pimps are international, universal pimps. They pimp off your mind, off your intelligence, because you're not using them. See, we had numerous examples of leaders come to us. Most of them in the past 20th century wasn't successful as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And most of them sold out to the white man. Just like y'all honor kings the way he did things, because he wanted to integrate. And a whole lot of black people went down with King, but King was immoral. He was a preacher that was immoral, And in the white man's mind, he deserved to be killed. And concerning Elijah Muhammad, why was he so successful? Because everybody said, well, Master Farad wasn't Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. He was a con man. Well, let's reason this thing out. When he came over here, went straight to the black bottle. He told a black man that he was the original man. Why he want to boost the black man up if he was a con man? Why would he give him lessons, history lessons, that no one else gave the black man? He taught Elijah about ancient Egypt, Africa, everything that the brothers, the young pimps and other young scholars is coming to you with. Master Farad was teaching that to his people back in 1930 over on Hastings Street. Why would he tell the get your own schools? Don't go to the white man's school. Now you got Umar Johnson telling you he gonna get you a school. You already got schools. You said, well, I don't want to be no Muslim. Well, if you don't want to be no Muslim and you don't want to go to the Muslim school, teach them yourself. Teach them at home. Say, well, if I teach them at home, how you gonna get into a university? Let me tell you something, man. Everything you do, say, or feel, you boosting up your oppressor, the one who's taking advantage of you. When you graduate from their schools, you're going to work for them. You might be in some laboratory. You might say you graduate as a master chemist or a scientist. You're going to be in some laboratory working on something to kill your people with, like Monsanto's and that determinator seed. You might be in their laboratories making big money now, uh, inventing stuff to destroy people with, or a bomb to blow up a whole city or town. You ain't gonna do, or you somewhere inventing AIDS or Ebola or something. Look how long they've been trying to come up with a cure for cancer, man. What about Alzheimer's? See, if the brothers and them would have had those type of diseases back in the day, and we've been on this planet for thousands and thousands of years, living under the nastiest, filthy condition. Now you got some plants that are growing in the most desolate, harsh area, but they manage to grow like the cactus, the Arabella cactus. And inside of the contents of that Arabella plant is something that can heal you. Now I compare that to the black man living in the wilderness of North America. And that's why Master Farad came to tell you that you up under harsh conditions, but you got something special inside you. And what you got special inside you can heal the whole planet. So that's why we got to be among ourselves for a minute. We can't take in no white people right now. We really don't need money. I mean, to think that's gonna solve our problems. No, we gotta use mind power. And this is what Master Farad was teaching. He said, you got 7.5 ounces of brain, and white man only got 6. Why is that? Because you was here before them. You the original man. They mankind. See, but most of y'all can't see that right now because of y'all conditioning. And you're not thinking. So, you go to the libraries. The libraries, they don't favor you. This is Black History Month, right? And they don't play it up like they used to. They don't. You don't see them advertise it like they used to. You don't see them building it up like they used to. So if it's Black History Month, they only show you the great ones while in captivity over here in the wilderness of North America, like George Washington Carver and some of the great ones. But he was working for Henry Ford, and all your scientists and engineers work for the white man. They boost him higher and higher, so he could oppress you more and more. So, but if you teach your children at home, it don't have to be academics. It could be skilled trades. If you got a old dude in your OG in your family that used to be an electrician, he could teach. Unless he got Alzheimer's or something, man. He can't. Like me. I'm 72, but Only thing I've been doing was music. But I learned how to do other things too now. I used to know how to work on cars until they made cars so complicated. You know, uh, it's hard to work on them because they got computers in them now. But the young ones grew up with computers. And I don't know why y'all can't make your own computers. Your own brand of computers. Y'all grew up with computers and y'all know how to work on cars too. Why you can't make your own car? Taking parts off of other cars. Like Pimp My Ride. You know how they did. You know, they built their own car. They took an old car and put modern devices in them. They pimped the ride. You know. And they getting over, they making money off of that too. I mean, you ain't got to just, you could be a skilled tradesman, you know. What about solar panels? You know, agriculture. Agriculture is a science. You know, you can feed your neighborhood or feed your... See, this is how we got to fight this problem. We got to learn how to think instead of getting so emotional. Right now you got Sinetta, you know, all this drama they got going on, Sinetta and Young Poppy pulling guns on each other. But they got followers. They got thousands of people following them. You see what I'm saying? So these people that follow them, they keeping up. You know, they instigating, you know, agitating, keeping things up. So it be drama, you know. And I don't know if they're brothers for real or they acted or what, you know, just to keep them views coming, you know. But however they doing it, people are donating their money to them, you know. It's like a soap opera, man, on TV, on, you know, except it's reality TV. And they got reality TV going on, but they pimping y'all too, man. Because ain't nobody building nothing. And so they want the police to keep on shooting y'all. So they have something to talk about. Though none of them give you no strategies. Strategy number one, you can't be involved with the political system in your neighborhood. If you're on a block, you know, where it's predominantly black, well, y'all gotta come together, form some type of unity, a block club or something. And you gotta say amongst the grown people, the elders, the one with some sense, well, we want to preserve our neighborhood. We don't want no our children getting killed. So we got to try to guard against that. You know, we got to do something to protect our children. So the adults gonna have to take it among themselves to have a neighborhood watch. When new neighbors moved in, you got to check them out. You got to go up to them, a committee, a welcoming committee, neighborhood welcoming committee. Go up to them. You know, you let the police know this, though. You let the police know that we got a code of conduct for our neighborhood. You know. Because police give you a ticket, or either the city will give you a ticket if your grass is too high or you got too much junk in your backyard. If you got an old car that's sitting up, they'll give you a ticket. You know, that's helping the city out. But now you want to help yourself out. So you tell the common council or something, we gonna form this neighborhood block watch, a neighborhood block club, or call it what you wanna, community service, and we got these standards for how you got to be on our block, or else we could call you a nuisance and get you out. The police, could remove you from the neighborhood if you're not coming up to our standards. You'll say, well, we don't want to call the police, put the police in it. Okay, so you don't want to squeal on nobody. So what you got to do now is tell the people that if they, we got to go along with this. And if you get caught selling drugs, we're going to have to get rid of you. But you don't want to take the law in your own hands and get rid of them like that. So what must you do to get rid of these people? This is what we used to do here in Detroit. We had a brother by the name of Malik Shabazz, not Malcolm X, but Malik L. Shabazz. He had a New Gavi movement. He later got with the Panthers. That's when you had two Malik Shabazz. You had Malik Zulu Shabazz, and then you had Malik Shabazz. So we would picket around the dope house. And we had every kind of black organization, picketing the dude's dope house. Or after our joint, or whatever it was. And a neighbor would call us, and we would go to that neighborhood, bring the cameras in, had the police. The police we wouldn't call the police, but they would get word of this because we had some brothers on the police force. They provided a certain amount of protection for us. We had the FOI providing a certain amount of protection, and we also had our own protections. And churches would join us, Moors. That's when we was working together, Wasn't no division. And wasn't no competition as far as who joined who. The UNIA, even let's see, Stride of the Black Madonna. Some of them would come to show through. And so eventually every day we would picket that spot. The cameras would be on it. We had our own cameras. I was out there filming, and it was on the news, and no person would move because wouldn't nobody come up there to buy dope. Or wouldn't nobody, whatever operation they had going on, wouldn't nobody come in there, to participate. Now what we got on YouTube, we got all these brothers threatening to kill each other. Instead of us patronizing these brothers, you got to go in another direction, because the more you pay them attention, You know, just like you got a Nature Boy and Polite and all them, you know, all them is ruling the black conscious or the pro-black movement, you know, and they slamming each other. They not beating up on the beast no more. And he the one that started all of it. So what must we do? You know, well, you can't give attention to that no more. Because while y'all busy hallucinating with one another with these threats, you know, Sarnetta pulled out a gun, you know, he could act too, you know. On Poppy cried, y'all like that, y'all like that stuff, you know. Now Sarnetta, two people that threatened to jack up Sarnetta. You got a Seti and or three people, Seti and Young Pharaoh, and now you got Poppy. You know, man, it's crazy, man. I hate to talk about them myself, but there's a lesson in all this to be learned. And while y'all, you know, deep involved in Sarnetta and Poppy and all their shenanigans, the police is jacking you up, you know. They're getting away with it. A lot of it they get away with. And what you're going to have to do now is it's going to have to happen to you or somebody in your family on a more frequency. You know, more frequency is going to start happening. But it's going to be too late. It might be too late. You know, it might be too late for you to retaliate. Because you don't want to get in no physical war with the police, and right now you ain't equipped for that. But you can get into a mental war with them and an economic war. So in your neighborhood, where's all the gold kept in your neighborhood? All the gold and silver in pawn shops. So, you know, the churches need to get together, pool their resources, go to the pawn shop, buy that pawn shop out, or whatever amount of money y'all can scrape together. Then store that gold and stash that gold. Put them in a treasure chest. Because in a minute, you're not going to be able to use that paper dollar. This is Black Light.